Hello guys and welcome to... hang on. I can't be dealing with that music. Hello guys and welcome to Talia Plays, and we are looking at C14 dating. I don't think this is the sort of game that I would normally play, but I got a copy of it off of Keymailer. Which is a website created to help content creators and creators of games communicate more when it comes to receiving keys and things for reviewing purposes. So I will leave a link down below for you guys to check out if you are a content creator and you want to see if you can get some free keys to play games. And this is one of the ones that I was offered, and I have a secret notion that I would really enjoy these sorts of games, because I really like anime and those sorts of dating things. I think inside I'm a big child when it comes to that sort of thing, and I would just really enjoy it. So this seems to take the form of a sort of visual novel where I think you have to date one of these four guys, and I think you can be a lesbian as well and date this girl, although I could be wrong. And yeah, so we're gonna see which one we draw. It kind of looking at this seems kind of a bit stereotypical. We've got the gamer who appears to have a slight pot belly, and I don't know whether I agree with that. I kind of like the look of this guy with the black hair because he looks like he's got a hearing aid, or he's got headphones on. I don't know, but I kind of like the idea of the various degrees, and this guy's clearly a surfer dude, and then this guy's he's a mixture of a kind of dodgy type character with a tattoo and a hipster because he's wearing a weird shepherd's flannel around his neck, which is a bit questionable. I've already decided that I want to date either the guy with the black hair or the nerd. These two the two in the middle do not appeal to me. Maybe I should be a lesbian and try and date this, the homely lady who's going to be, cooking me dinner and shit. I don't know. I feel like these characters are going to be really stereotypical. Okay. Let's start. Leave minigames. There's minigames? Holy shit. Would you like to turn off minigames? You'll be unable to complete your... No, I want to leave them on. I wonder if this music is on all the way through. What is this? What does all this mean? Play? You can use an alternate font and dialogue look. If you do not like the current one, make your choice and then choose to start the game. You can toggle between the two styles during the game using the F button. I don't think there's anything wrong with the original. Okay, I need to turn the sound up, don't I? Okay, there we go. It's going too fast! The village Corines was clustered by the... Okay, this is way too fast. Can I not pause this? Hang on. This is going way too fast. Text speed. Let's just slow that right down. No, I don't want auto forward. I'd like to just do it myself. I was oddly calm despite being over 5,000 miles from my Californian home. The reality of being in another country had yet to sink in. Up ahead there was a clearing separated from the road by a fence. On the other side a few tents were stationed behind a two-storey building. I think we've gone on holiday or something, or we've gone on school vacation to a remote village. I think that's what I can get from the start of this game. I spotted an open gate with a billboard in front of the driveway. It said Grotto di Calan Entrée. Oh, it's French! That's the place, said Melissa. Oh, am I Melissa? I might be Melissa. Old lady! Mysterious old lady. They've made her really wrinkly, but with a really youthful face. What is that about? They're we have to make her look old, but we have to make her look trendy. In current style with today's society. A familiar figure stood by the entrance. She was currently talking to a middle-aged man, but when she saw me, she gave a cheerful wave as I ran up to her. Sherry! Oh god, I hate the names. With one hand on my bag handle, I exchanged a half embrace with my professor. I didn't know you already arrived. If you called me, I would have come and picked you up in the train station. You mentioned that the cave wasn't far, so I wanted to soak in the scenery and enjoy the sights. I look kind of like a, hippie type person, I think. I'm glad you made it safely. Was it difficult taking the train? Oh, hell no. I love travelling on the train. I really like long journeys and like sitting and looking out the window, especially if the view's nice. I did try to practice my French at the ticket station until the person said he could speak English. He pointed me in the right direction. You do find that nowadays, that like most countries people speak English, so you don't struggle too much with like language difficulties. Like, I always see vlogs of people in Japan or like China, and all of the shops seem to be, all of their like billboards and stuff seem to be in English, which seems very bizarre to me. I mean, I've never really been on holiday, so I don't know how true that is. At least you'll be able to brush up on your French. You'll find it's not too different from Spanish. You'll catch on quickly. I groaned inwardly. My Spanish wasn't the most fluent, but I mentioned it in my interview when discussing how I would cope with staying in Belgium without knowing French. Oh, we're in Belgium. Great. I glanced around and then turned to Sherry. I'm not going to do the voices, guys, because I suck at doing voices for people. Where's Paige? Didn't she say she would be arriving early today, or was that tomorrow? I got an email from her yesterday saying there was a family emergency. She won't be able to participate this summer. What a bitch. This lady now looks like she's slightly constipated. I failed to hide my disappointment. Paige was the other student from my university who had planned to attend this field school. We even worked out the trips to do every weekend during our stay. I mustered up a weak smile. It's understandable, can't be helped if it's family. Then it would just be me. Sherry gestured to the other person present to change the subject. Another old man wearing a interesting jumper. Before I forget, let me introduce you to Professor Augustin Dupont, Chief Archaeologist of the Callan Cave. Oh yeah, this game's got like a really nice premise. I think we've gone on like a mid-term break to like an archaeology camp, like a summer camp for archaeology. I've always like been really interested in archaeology, so this is quite cool actually. I eagerly extended my arm for a handshake. Everything I heard about Mr. Dupont was from Sherry, and she'd mentioned that he was a revered Belgian archaeologist. It's an honour to meet you. I'm Melissa Flores, a junior. I look forward to seeing Sherry's students every summer. It's a pleasure to meet you. Mr. Dupont spoke with a heavy French accent. I cannot do a French accent, just putting that out there. Ha! Mr. Dupont. Okay, I know. I cannot do it, guys. But I had no trouble comprehending him. Have you ever gone over... Oh, no, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Have you gone over everything with Sherry? When the students from Liege arrive tonight, they'll get their first lecture before dinner. Yes! I'll still attend the lecture, though, because I am that over-enthusiastic about archaeology. If I was going to be submerged in the language, I might as well start by hanging out with the local students. Mr. Dupont eyed my suitcase. It must have been a tiring trip. Come. We will show you around. The back students will be spending the weekdays here. God, we have to sleep in fucking tents? Don't they even, like, supply us with a building? That seems unfair. We reached the clearing and I spotted the same tents, the most clustered around the perimeter against the bushes, and a few were closer to the building. Feel free to pick one. I want the pink one. These are for students who don't own their own tents or air mattress, or couldn't bring them. The chief archaeologist gave a nod and then excused himself. He probably had other matters to attend to before the students arrived. I studied the tents next to the building and thought about my phone, which was still in airplane mode. How's the Wi-Fi here? There probably isn't any. If you stay in that tent, you might get Wi-Fi. It doesn't extend much here in the back. If you've brought a laptop, you can leave it in the laboratory. It's been done before. Everything gets locked up at night, though, for safekeeping. Fair enough. At least I can keep in touch with my parents. Once you've finished, come back to the front and we'll give you a tour. Will we get to the cave today? Yes. Oh no. It's already locked, so you'll have to wait till morning. The anticipation builds. I thanked her and started unpacking. There was already a mattress, pillow and a sleeping bag in place, and it only took a few moments to settle in. Wow, she really didn't bring much with her. Grabbing a small storage bag, I zipped my tent and hurried over to the front of the building. Anyway, this is the main entrance. This'll take you to the ... She opened the door and my eyes widened as I saw display after display. Cool, look at all this random shit. It was a museum, and a remarkably tiny one. After one leap, I was already back to the entrance. I wanted to examine the displays more, but figured I'd have some free time later. I don't think it matters if it's a small museum as long as there's like awesome stuff in it. Sherry and I ascended the stairs by the entrance. This room, it's more of a multi-purpose room. It can be used for lectures and it's where findings are cleaned if the weather isn't suitable outside. I cradled the storage bag, wondering how to bring up the question. Fortunately, Sherry noticed. Something important in there? The extra insulin I won't be using yet. Oh, is she like diabetic? It needs to avoid extreme temperatures. Is there somewhere safe I can store it? Oh, of course. Thank you for reminding me. Feel free to use the indoor kitchen since it's restricted to staff members. Augustine has granted you access since he knows you're diabetic. Of course she has to have like some weird thing wrong with her that will like lead to like some guy like sweeping in and saving her in the future. I sound so cynical. She led me to the back, giving me a chance to store the insulin bottles in the fridge. And to conclude the tour, this is the lab. This is where most of the research takes place. How many students will be here? It varies. There can be as many as 40 or as few as 20. Students from Liège are required to devote at least 4 weeks working at an archaeological site, regardless of their major. Therefore, we may get a lot of music and art students too. The other students should be arriving soon. How's the jet lag? Not bad so far, a little fatigued but nothing else. I'm going to be up all night, aren't I? Worst case scenario, I'll give you an extra day to prepare yourself for the dig. You have reviewed the material I've given you, right? Is there anything else you'd like to go over? Should I ask about something? Let's ask about Augustine. He seems friendly. He is for the most part, but he's like an overprotective father when it comes to the cave. He's been supervising it for over 2 decades and is a leading expert. It's his baby. I'll be helping you, of course, and as far as I'm concerned, you're my student, not his. Oh dear, I hope we get on with him. Can you remind me about the site again? I know it's famous for discovering the remains of a Neanderthal dating back to 125,000 years ago. Correct, the site has established 2 Neanderthal... I have to say Neanderthal occupations from different times. This is mainly a middle Paleolithic site with sediments ranging from 300,000 years to as recent as 4,000 years. Cool. A bear! 99% of all fauna animal remains are a cave bear. Oh, cool. Even so, I'm sure that's something. Not many people can say they dug up a cave bear. I don't really want to talk about anything else. Great. Feel free to ask if you have any questions. We heard activity outside, complete with loud voices and footsteps on the gravel. Sounds like the students from Liège are here. Augustine will start the lecture soon. No chance to unpack or get ready or anything like that? No. All of the students were given the instructions on when to arrive. Punctuality is valued greatly here. He'll lecture now and the students will settle in after. Oh look, one of the guys is here, and 2 girls. Some students stood while others sat on the stone tiles in front of the building. A few leaned against the luggage, but they all formed a semicircle around Augustine. There were about 30 faces, and I wondered how the camping grounds would contain them all. They all fell silent when Augustine began to talk. Although I picked up keywords such as archaeology, grotte, and sediment, I have no idea what that means. Much of it was lost on me. He repeated calcaire a lot too. However, his gestures were vibrant and I sensed the passion behind his voice. It got me looking forward to excavating tomorrow. Cool. Weekly schedule. Holy shit, this is exciting. What do I... Can I, like, do different stuff each day? Okay, hang on. Oh my god, this is well exciting. Okay. So... Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Right, I think we should socialise at the start. Study. And then maybe... game in the middle. Browse, internet, catch. Everything seems to put my stress up. Oh no, browse internet puts my stress down. So maybe we should socialise at the... browse internet. Study. What does inquiring do? Rationale, okay. Why does gaming put your stress up? I find that really interesting. She clearly needs she clearly needs the internet in her life. I have no idea, like, if I'm doing this right. I feel like we should study quite a lot, you know? Should we browse the internet every day to, like, get our stress down? Oh, dancing gets our stress down. Explore town, dance. Explore museum. Oh, maybe email? I have no idea if that's right. We're just gonna go with it.